YouTube family, welcome back to the channel. We are getting ready to go into another film session breakdown, this time showing the importance of a stretch big, a good stretch big, and how to utilize that and hopefully help those out there find a way to fit in to most of the offenses that is in this game. But before we get into that, I just want to showcase to you some of my stats midway through this season 4 since I've made the switch to Proving Grounds. As you're looking on your screen right here, I am currently ranked 86 in the entire world of Proving Grounds in assists. Now, I know it's not really something to bat an eye at. It's like, oh, whoop-de-doo, it's assist, who cares? And you're only 86, who cares? But the fact that as many people play this game, and as many people that are in the Proving Grounds who have decided to come to Proving Grounds, where, you know, competition is, and to have a play style like mine's where there's not much spamming in your playstyle and it's all like legit assist, to be ranked in the top 100, that is very motivating for me because it's almost validating. It's validating my playstyle and the impact that I can have on a game, much more to the point where it's just a little bit just to keep me continuing to play. Because now it's like, it's showing. The things that I'm doing is showing. And then you move on to my stats, the win-loss ratio, I should say. In the win-loss ratio category, I've played 162 games in the Proving Grounds, have 92 wins. We already know the assists. You can see my points, you can see my rebounds, and you can see my tier. The tier varies because every time you get the gold, you get sold. That's my saying. Okay, Proving Grounds, yes, you don't have to deal with AIs. You don't have to deal with any AIs. You have to deal with users. The issue with dealing with users is users become abusers and they know how to sell game. And typically every time you get to the gold, the game now unlocks, of course, higher competitive players. And when they unlock higher competitive players, they decide to put lower competitive players on your team because you're in gold, and in turn you get sold and now you go back to silver. So the silver ranking varies because, as you can see, I'm on a losing streak right now. I was just gold prior to making this video and then I lost 2 straight. Now I'm back in silver. But yes, out of the 162 games I played, I won 92 of them. So if we do the math, I am 92 and 70. Yes, I have lost 70 times inside the Proving Grounds arena. And yes, I know, lay it on me. You just ain't that good at the game, bro. You just ain't that good at the game. I would love to see what somebody else's random generated or random based record is, because a lot of you gonna try to come up with your win percentage and it's like, bro, you play with a team of 5 inside of the rec arena, or you play with a team of 5 inside of here. I am blessed. It feels like a blessing when you get a team of 5 on this game at one time. And when we get a team of 5, I do go to gold. I be in gold when I get a team of 5. I should stream when I have teams just to show people like the live way of how we play. But see, I just like to show the results because streaming I play a lot of hours of 2K on a given day sometimes, and streaming could just, it becomes exhausting. But people, if you have a team of 5, right, and you play with your team of 5 the majority of the time, do not compare your win percentage record to anyone else that is not a team of 5. That's just it. Just don't do it. If you play with randoms and your win percentage, your win-loss ratio is higher than mine, then you're better than me at the game. How about that? We'll just say that. You're better than me at the game. You can impact winning much more than I can. Okay, I'm trash. But 92 and 70 inside of the Proving Grounds arena keeps you at silver, and you know, I try my best. But I just wanted to showcase that to you guys so you can just get a gist of how what goes on. But the importance of the stretch big is what this topic is going to be about. This session is going to be about. And having a big on your team that not only is capable of shooting 19 3-pointers, but also capable of hitting 11 of them and scoring 41 and 14 off of mainly jump shots. Why that can help you beat a team so bad inside the Proving Grounds that they dismantle in front of you and you win. What is that? Is that 50 points? 57, 67, 77, 87, 97. That's 50 points. We won by 50 points in the Proving Grounds with randoms. The 2 and the 3, these are randoms. These are randoms. But the reason why we won this game, and I can't showcase this game to you because I forgot to record this game, but we're going to showcase another game where the center here doesn't do this damage, but he does enough damage to have us punch on somebody else. Another team of 5 who are desperately trying to win this game to prove in the proving grounds that they are better than the team full of randoms. But in this particular game, I have a team of 5. And this is what's very important, is because when I have a team of 5, you can just see just how much damage we can actually do, or that I can do, or that my squad that I play with can do if we were all just play together. But a lot of us can't match up at the same time. And because of that, we have to play when we can play. And I have to deal with randoms a lot. But let's just get into the gameplay breakdown and you'll see the importance of the stretch big. All right, let's get into our film breakdown session. So, this is who we're playing against, right? In the beginning, you seen what my team of 5 consisted of this game. This is our team of 5 here. We typically never ever get this lineup, so to even be able to have this lineup is like a plus. So this is what could potentially happen if all of us could all be on at the same time most of the time. And the lineup that we're playing against, well, this is typically your meta-esque, I should say, lineup, which is 2 guards who are offensively powered, your defensive 99 steal guy, and typically these guys are high rebound, high steal dudes as well. Or this one is particularly a high steal. This one is just more of a high rebounder, strong dude. And eventually you get to a point in 2K where you literally keep playing the same thing over and over again every game. And this is one of those times. 95 3-point shot, 93 drive and dunk, 93 ball handle, 92 pass accuracy. So he isn't the highest tier of players. Typically the higher tiers, this is 99, and the ball handle be 98. And then instead of driving, dunk, and pass accuracy, it would be like speed and speed with ball, or steal, speed with ball, or steal, speed. And then me, this is a new build that I made based off of the Pro Tunes, the Air Artist build. I tweaked it a little bit to kind of fit, my play style and the things I would like to do in the game. But I'm 6'1", and we have some videos we'll show when I am the primary lockdown as well as the primary playmaker on the team. So there's a lot of pressure on me to be able to win games, and typically I don't win that many games because it's only so much you can do at the point guard position at the height that you are. Even if you go taller, if you go like 6'6" or 6'7", now you got to deal with chasing around these jokers all game. So it's just pain. That's all it is. It's pain. The reason why I don't have any stats is because I haven't played any rec, and I realized that's where the stats are kind of saved from. These are rec stats that transfer over, maybe even pro-am stats, but I highly doubt people play pro-am. So I'm assuming these are rec stats that has been translated in Proving Grounds, and then in Proving Grounds you don't get any stat lines inside of the Proving Grounds. So that's why you see that I average 0 all across the board, but I'm yet ranked silver and ranked in the leaderboards in the assist column. All right, so first play, I forgot to always give my disclaimer or my message. How this works is you see the play in its purity, and then I run it back and break it down what happened and what I thought during the play. Now, here, as you can see, like we discussed in the beginning about their lockdown, the 3-and-D 2 guard, to do with the most defense. They already have put their best player on me in the beginning of the game. It's 4:39 left, so that's what, 21 seconds into the game. They don't even know how I play. They don't know what I do. They don't even know who I am. And they just assume that, because I have a high driving dunk, and I'm a point guard, that you can put your tallest guy on me, your strongest dude on me, and it'll affect the gameplay. When in reality, the majority of the time, I should say, when my team is actually flowing and they're doing their responsibilities and their jobs, this guy becomes useless. But when they have the games when they're selling me, they don't. And we lose because this guy starts to have an impact on the game because nobody else knows how to put the ball into the basket. So when I get blitzed now, the new thing is that I like to do when I get blitzed is to just hand the ball off. That pride of trying to bring the ball up yourself and initiate the offense, that needs to go out the window when this blitzing mechanic starts happening, because this is all players do. So I give it to the small forward so he can bring it up, and lo and behold, people start to set up and he ends up with the open shot that turns into a brick. And in Proving Grounds, in 2K really entirely this year, any miss turns into a 3, because the leak out system and game and thing in this game is probably more prevalent than it probably ever has been. Typically because people are now starting to get easier buckets because of the shooting, and the shooting is so inconsistent that people literally get wide open points because you're brick more times than your make, and then they leak out. And when they leak out like this, it's usually a corner 3, which he tried to back up again, but he didn't get, so he missed. And then we come up to court, and this is the importance that I spoke about in many videos. When you get the ball in transition to get into the middle of the floor, it opens up the floor. If your teammates run the lanes or fill the lanes correctly, as 2K states it, the read should become easy. I go down the middle. We have 2 corner runners that we had, and you see how everybody started to play the 3-point line, which opened up the paint. This guy ended up cutting into the paint at the same time. And fortunately, I was able to take off and utilize my 93 drive and dunk. Now here, this play is just to showcase the importance of the stretch big, which is the premise of today's video. Being able to slow it down a little bit just to try to fill the floor, and once again try to get into the middle of the floor. There's an opportunity here that I took. Small forward is cutting, so I throw it to him in stride, and he gets the dunk animation, but somehow 2K decides to 2K, and his whole dunk turns into whatever this is. But he was fortunately able to get his rebound back, and look at where the big is standing. The further your big can shoot from, the more effective the offense can flow, because now your big is pulled out much further than your typical corner or mid-range or wing. When he starts to move towards the top, that could open the floor for a lot, but the difference with that is now your offense has to be ran from a wing or a corner, which is not the most optimal place for an offense to be ran. It can still be done, but it takes more learning and more practice in order to start working your offense from a wing, where now you kind of in the space of lockdowns and people who are going to be reaching off of the corner or off of the wing, trying to kind of compound and press the ball, and then it allows more poke steals. But the advantage is if you have a big at the top, the big is further away from the basket. So if you can get through that obstacle course, you'll most likely have a easier path to the basket, or a more definitive way to at the basket, instead of having a big helping. But the stretch goes ahead and lets it go, and he greens the shot. Now here's a prime example. For some odd reason in 2K, shooting guards have lost the ability to do anything outside of shoot the ball. And the reason why 2K spawns the shooting guard where they spawn them at, as well as the point guard where they spawn them at, is because the most ideal 2 guard is just a variation of the point guard, but more scoring. Typically, a lot of these point guards should be shooting guards. If these point guards were shooting guards, the community may be even a better place, because a shooting guard getting buckets and shooting every shot isn't as annoying as a dude who's supposed to set the table for everyone to get their points. you see. But when we get into this type of situation, as you can see, the two guarders bringing the ball up. I'm going to the wing, the big is going to the corner. But since it's so unorthodox that way, our spacing gets thrown off a lot. And now he goes to the wing. So now with him at the wing, it's either my job to go to the corner or his job to throw this pass and move all the way to the corner. So when he lets his pass go, you start to see we get confuffled up here. You see this here? Look at this spacing. This is bad spacing. They're in the 3-2 zone. They're in the 3-2. 3-2 is now the most prominent zone that you're starting to see because it's starting to counter what I was teaching in the beginning of these videos about 5-outing. You're having 5-out be your base offense against a 2-3 zone. They're starting to smarten up a bit and they're going to a 3-2 zone. Now 3-2 is basically a man defense, a zone defense with man principles, you know, and it's a help and switch mechanic that happens because whoever gets down to the paint, depending on their side, one of them is going to come over to help, and then this guy is going to rotate to that corner or to that guy that's open. So it kind of negates the 5-out, but it also kind of will force people, it forces a man defense, essentially. It forces a man defense, but it has zone principles. So the spacing is off. And it starts to finally get together, as you can see. He starts to rotate to the corner. I stay at the wing. This guy gambles on the pass. Now he's out of position. But because bigs have the, how should I say, people let bigs shoot so much that they aren't really pressed on this. And they're just like, they're going to let him shoot. And then he greens. But see, the issue with that is that even when you can green 2, 3, 4 shots in a row, maybe, we all know in the back of our minds that you will miss. 2K is going to make you miss. At some point, they're going to make you miss that jump shot. They're going to change that jumper release. They're going to change your catch animation. Something is going to happen for you to throw off because they feel as though you should not be able to continue to hit wide open shots every time you shoot the ball. Now this possession is an example of what I mean about it becoming basically a man with zone principles or a zone with man principles. It fits both narratives. This is almost the exact same play, but as you can see, they're in blitz. Two dudes are about to start full sending to the ball to try to get some animation, and then he throws it back to me. This is the importance of having two people who can bring up the ball in the backcourt against the blitz. They all can kind of play pickle in the middle with the blitzers and call it a day. Now we start to get set up, and here we are. We're in 5-out. They're in a 3-2. That, what does this look like? This is a 3-2 that is just basically a man defense. Now, if a wing cutter cuts, the center is going to help, or the power forward is going to help, and then this wing defender is going to rotate to the corner, and that basically stops the 5-out premise. But the counter to it, as we just ran here, this is a center. He doesn't have any type of agility, nor speed, nor steal, nor ability to be able to guard an effective wing player. So when this wing player cuts and he gets the pass on target and in stride, this center has no chance. He literally has no chance. All he has to do is catch it and dunk it every time. And he catched and he dunked, and that's your ideal way to break it. Now, of course, there's variance and there's things that's going to happen that you're going to have to adjust to. And I don't know if there's an example in this game, but if there is, when it starts to happen, when that back door is not there, then you'll know that there's an adjustment that you need to make, that you need to kind of watch him. Because in order for a big to guard that back door, he has to anticipate it, which means he has to start to help a little bit off the corner because he's 7 foot. He doesn't have any challenger. So in order for him to even challenge a shot, he has to jump at it. But if you keep killing him back door, he's going to start to inch towards the paint, which then if a zing pass goes to that corner, he has to jump in order to contest. But if he does not decide to jump, that's going to be an open corner 3. If he does jump, now it's an easy drive to the basket because now he's going to be out of the picture. That's ideal. But in 2K, he can jump and his knee might hit your ball as you're trying to drive to the basket, and then you've got a bump steal turnover. Now, you notice the adjustment that this team has made? Because that's a small forward that operates in that corner, now they have put the big into the right corner to try to give him a little bit more of an advantage to defend. You know, typically your power forwards are a little bit slower. They're slower, they're more of a big than a wing player. So now the big has an opportunity because they're not going to be as fast or you know, as effective as a wing player would be against a big. So they put him in the right corner. And the offense does start to struggle a bit because of just hesitancy. As you can see right there, I drove to the basket, he rotated over, he helped into the paint. Now we have to reset. We're resetting and everybody gets back into their positions and we space out again. Now, here's where the center still, this is what happens. This is why zone defense is a very questionable defense, in my opinion, to run. Because typically you run in a zone because somebody's lacking on defense and you're trying to hide their deficiencies. That's why a zone happens. It's either a small, in their case, they have two. They have a big who has no perimeter defense, who has not adapted to the times that they're in. And then you have a guard who has no perimeter defense. So these are the two that you have to hide. So then you put them on the same side, which kind of makes it crazy in a sense. But when this happens, our big cuts, and when our big cuts from the wing, because he decided to hold on to him in that split second as this is happening, he put himself out of position. When he cut it from the wing, like I stated earlier, he's supposed to help off the corner and this guy's supposed to rotate to his guy. He's out of position, so he catches it into the paint, and that's a dunk. That's the stretch big doing that. Why is your stretch big cutting from the wing? Is because your stretch big can shoot from out there. That throws the whole team off because he could technically shoot over the little dude who's 6'3". He's 7'1", that guy is 6'3". This game allows height to matter when it comes to jump shots, especially on lower perimeter defender players like the one that we see in this game. The importance of a stretch big. So now what's happening in this game is that we're starting to, I'm calling an adjustment right now as I get that rebound at 6'1". I'm calling it an adjustment. They're in a 3-2 zone, which means the paint is essentially wide open. And there's two ways to really attack this from the 5 out. Outside of the cutting back doors and all this other stuff, all I have to do is get by my guy and there is absolutely no help. There's no help if I can get by my guy. But I put myself at a disadvantage in order to try to put my team at an advantage to take advantage of. But they don't take advantage of it at times. I'm 6'1". My strength is only like a 72 or 73 or something to that matter. I'm being guarded by a 3-and-D2 guard who most likely has 85, 293 strength, and immovable forcer on Hall of Fame or red, depending on what he did with it. And the difficulty of being able to get over that, get by that is rough because I don't have the strength or strong handle to really do it. I do have speed with ball and can like speed boost and stuff to get by them, but it's a much more difficult thing. That's why a lot of these guards out here utilize screens with all this ball handle. Me, I don't really utilize screens as much or expect to utilize screens because it's just like I have every badge to my advantage to get by my defender. It's just a matter of timing and when to do it. So now we're 5 out, and I tell the 4 to start standing on the box to essentially showcase their man defense. And now I would like to play the offense through the guy with the advantage, but this spacing is off. So when he throws it down to the post, for some odd reason, a 4 feels as though he needs to help a 5 guard a 4. And because of that, when he swings that pass to the corner, you get your stretch big in the corner in a lethal zone with a wide open corner 3, which leads to 3 points. Now here, we adjusted. Now, I don't know if it's their communication that adjusted or the fact that we switched it up. As they're starting to get set, as you can see, they're getting set. You see the big is going back to his left corner and the right corner, and they're just getting set, and I'm getting pressed. He cuts down to the basket, and he expected me to throw it off rip. I didn't throw it. I just waited until he got to his position to see if they was going to do that. See, because now they got to switch. They have to switch. Now, in the moment he leaves, I'm throwing it. That's why it's like to have point guards with high pass. So when there's an opening, I can make that pass. Soon as he left, I threw it down there, and that's an easy bucket. To me, a point guard is the quarterback. The point guard needs to be able to throw some type of pass. He needs to be able to throw the pass so when things open, it can make it. You see what people are out here with. There's no investment anymore. There's no punishment for the investment in steals. 85 gives you gold interceptor. So 85 gives you gold interceptor, but 85 pass don't give you gold versatile visionary. You're at an advantage. You don't get gold versatile visionary until 95 pass. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm getting at? So in order to be able to even out their badge effectiveness against your badge effectiveness, you need to have a 95 pass on your point guard or tier 1 your silver to even out the score. But a lot of guards aren't going to do that. They don't look at it that way, and I could be wrong. 2K Lab or people who get into that could show that there's really no difference between gold versatile visionary and silver, which is why a lot of builds out here have 89 pass or maybe 91 at the max, and that's just how they work with. But logically looking at it, if their badge is a higher tier than your badge that you're utilizing, they should win the majority of the time. So that's why I make point guards with higher pass. This point guard has a 91 or 89 pass, I believe, maybe even a 90. But our versatile visionary, I put that in my tier 1 just to be able to make passes like that. Here, we just catch them off guard. We catch them in a predicament that they don't want to be in, and that's that guard on somebody. Do you see this guard here? He's literally on a team to score buckets and to hide. And whenever he gets put into a situation where he has to defend, you will win. And sure enough, he gets stuck on an island with the power forward. That power forward gets the drive by and the dunk, and he still jumped. He still jumped. The offensive heavy point guard still jumped. The reason why these habits are established in this game is because this game has allowed guards and people who don't invest in defense to get steals and blocks off of the animations that this game possesses. So is this game with the community that's in it? That's why this game is the way that it is. It's the combination of both of them. At halftime, the point guard's going off, man. He got 11 points. Cooking me one-on-one, 11 points, 1 assist. And our stretch big is leading with 14 and 7 with the same percentage of shooting from the 3-point line. He's 7'1", he's 6'3", 95-3, 86-3. So this is a skill thing, right? Also, I'm getting cooked. We're up 10. Now this is just an example of the other important piece that I try to establish in the lineup, but it just doesn't work out as well. I believe that if you can have at least 2 people who can make passes and make plays, your offense gets to an advantage. And by I mean you having 2 point guards, 2 people with point guard mentalities on your team. Like a LeBron and a Rondo, or like even now, I guess nowadays it would be more like a Westbrook and a Jokic. But when you can have 2 playmakers on your team, it relieves pressure off of just me for this instance of having to make every pass in every play, because if I don't, we probably won't get a good shot. So when I throw it to him, this guy here has a 95 pass on his small forward. It's essentially a point forward. And the reason that this build is out here is because we need to be able to make plays from other positions, because that's a power forward, so his passing ain't that high. This center's passing ain't that high. He's a stretch. And then this small forwards is more of like a hybrid, like, one of them people that got like 80 pass, stuff like that. And 80 pass just ain't cutting it in this type of game with the lanes and everything that goes on. It just don't cut it. So he sold out with the 95 pass. I got a 91. Our badges are essentially the same, except mine has to be tier boosted while his is just naturally there. And because of that, when he got into the paint, he was able to zip this ball to this corner, to the big, the stretch big, in his lethal, against the big who had to help because it's a bigger player getting to the basket. And we get another 3. And now we go up 12. And this is what I mean by another playmaker. Here we are. I get the inbounds pass, and what do we see? That's right. We have 2 blitzers in the backcourt. So I just have to stand here. This goes back to the point that I made in an earlier segment of this video about throwing the ball ahead and don't even try to get through this. Yeah, I could try to utilize my speed with ball and just run around him and get into the backcourt and try to get some crazy dunk. But in reality, by the time I put this ball down, the animation of my player is going to cause him to get some type of bump steal or something. So I just stand here and let the ball go. Now they have to play recovery mode, which is easier for them to do because they have high speeds on their players. So when they play recovery mode, now we just get into our offensive set and it's just time to make a play. So he works. I cut down. When I cut down, he throws this corner. This is a dot. This should be 3 points, but he's hesitant to shoot. And then the recovery causes him to shoot the drifting pull-up, which is still a good shot. It's not 3 points, but it is a good shot for the possession. And he was able to green it. I don't know what happened here. I don't know why. We just got done running an offensive play in a set, and then the small forward decides to start standing at the foul line. I don't know why. I don't know why that happened, but it happened. And as you can see, I'm thrown off and I'm trying to adjust because I'm like, okay, well, what are we doing? And see, I'm not very vocal because in the heat of the moment of things, see, if I say something in the heat of the moment, things are going to go bad. They're going to go bad. So I don't say anything. I haven't learned the social skill of being able to voice displeasure and correction without offending or being so blunt that somebody could possibly be offended by the words that I am saying. So I have to adjust. I just try to adjust around it, and now everybody's in the way and everything is thrown off and his possession is almost washed because of this. So now we finally get out and start to get into a semi set. And then he just cuts down and we get bailed out with a booth pass and it's a layup. Now here, this offense of play just got away because they're of the fear. We've now established fear. They now have learned that from this wing, we will throw that corner, right? Because of that, their communication is off. They didn't adjust to that adjustment that we showed them that we have made. So yes, while the spacing is off here again, and it's not ideal. I am able to, we see everybody just in the same space and we not getting out the way. I could have just probably thrown this ball to the wing and let the wing work, but I got the ball. So the wing is at the wing and I started moving towards the wing when I should have just threw the ball over there. But now that I'm over here, now I'm stuck in this animation and you just have to roll with it and try to adjust. And I can't bring the ball back because he's looking to rip me. So I got to stay on that side. But fortunately, he cuts from the wing. He's already playing that corner, but he is afraid that I'm throwing to that corner. But in reality, I'm just throwing to the cutter. And because of that miscommunication, he gets a wide open dunk. Remember what I spoke about in my old video about probing? How probing is a very key aspect in letting the defense beat itself. Well, here, we still haven't really gotten into a set. I don't went to the right wing, but then there's no communication going on. So then we just all end up adjusting and being in the same spot again. And it gets bad. But because I'm probing, I have multiple shots here. But I was in probe mode. I'm just waiting until like everything gets set before you shoot. Now this is a lot of space. And my 3 is a 89 or 88, something like that. So I could shoot this. This could be a good shot. But he played out of position. They're basically in a man defense now. And that's because we've been dissecting that zone. And as soon as this guy even does anything in a straight up man, he's getting picked on. That's my philosophy. Pick on the non-defender. Make the guy who don't want to play defense. Power forward cuts, small forwards, defender is too late to help. He's already dunking. That's an and one dunk. 10-point lead in the fourth quarter. Probing, I speak about it a lot, is a very simple thing to do because sometimes you just have to probe and let the defense show its hand. I'm probing right now. They're in a 3-2. We're setting up. The little guy, the no defender dude, and the center, who both are the reason why they're in this zone, is helping each other in this zone. He cuts. When he cuts, the center helps over. Then this smaller 6'3" guard with no defense rotates over to a stretch big who is 7'1" in a lethal zone in the corner, who jumps on his jump shot. What is the result? Who won that possession? They think they won because it's a big shooting in the corner. I know that I won because that's a good stretch big. That is a big that can shoot jump shots, that know how to make shots. We won this possession. Because we win this possession, that's a green on a dude that has to jump in order to try to get some contest. He has to jump, but he's 7'1" and you are 6'3". Good luck. The importance of another playmaker, another passer, a point guard's mentality from a position that is not the point guard is a dangerous offense to be running against. It's a dangerous offense to defend because now you don't have to worry about a play being made from one position, but a play being made from two positions. So you have to be on your heels or on your P's and Q's all the time during the defensive possession, because two people can make a play that they're looking for any type of advantage, any type of mishap, and they're going to capitalize on it. And in this instance, after we get done defending this offense and leaving this guy open for three because he ain't shot in a lot in this game, so he don't have no rhythm, and we're up 14. Now we get this, and I'm probing again, and they're setting up in their defense. I'm letting them set up. So I throw it to the cut, and look, he pump fakes. He pump fakes that corner, and look at what we have here. Look at the screen. Look at the screen there. What do you see? You see the non-defender getting help from the other defender now. They have switched their matchup again and put the better defender on the side of the weak, the better interior defender on the side of the weak of the perimeter defender. The perimeter defender and perimeter, the perimeter, the perimeter defender and the interior defender on each side double team the ball, hoping to get a steal. Because they're out of position, he starts to react and think that they're going to throw the corner that we just ran. This guy did the smart thing. He pass faked that corner. And if you look, well, he's able to make this pass because he has the pass to get over there in a timely manner. And he has a good pass animation. He has good pass speed. And he gets it over there to the wing for a nice catch and shoot three. And pretty much the dagger of the entire game. And we go on to win this game by 14 points. And I was getting cooked at halftime. He had 11 points at halftime. And he finished the game with 11 points. And Big Suge, you know, the guy that we left open on that last possession there, well, I told you he didn't have any rhythm in his game. He didn't score any points. He didn't out-rebound nothing. And this is what we played against. And our team, very balanced team. I didn't even show you any scoring, like any time I scored, because it wasn't supposed to be about me. It's supposed to be about breaking down a defense and showcasing the power of a stretch big who finished with 20 and 10. He shot 60% from the three-point line as a big, 6 of 10. There's a lot of bigs out there who ain't even gonna shoot 10 3-point shots because they feel like that's not their game. But a stretch big is a stretch big. A stretch big ain't nothing but a shooting guard, but just a taller shooting guard. Just because you a big does not mean you're exempt from taking every shot in the game. You're the one that's going to be open. You throw it to the open dude. Now, it's not ideal because your threes get capped, but you are a stretch big. Putting stretch in your name, making yourself the ability to be able to shoot a three ball, that puts extra pressure on you to make shots. You're a reliable shooter. You decide to make a build that has jump shots and jump shooting, so now people will rely on you to make jump shots. And when you are executing the offense, you contribute to the win. You're the sole reason why we win games. Sole reason why we win the game is because of you. And everybody in this game loves credit. They love the credit of being the reason why they win. That's why everybody do the things that they do. That's why this community is so selfish in the way that they play. They want to win games, but they want to be the reason that you win games. They don't want to win a game being part of just a team. No. They want to be the reason that you win games. And then you get people who are so selfish to a point where you get the teams that dude shoot every shot. And every time they win, it's because he don't made the majority of his shots. And every time they lose, it's because the other team sold. But in reality, you need to have a team like this. Balanced scoring. 10 points, 18, 16, 20. You're the reason that we won the game, but you had help from other areas. You forced the team to team defend, and you won the game. But playing NBA 2K in any community, really, whether it's 2K 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, whatever. It has always been predicated on one player of a team could beat any team if he's that good at the game. And this game really does not, it's never have or never will, I believe, will ever like facilitate or promote team basketball. They just won't. Nobody likes the Spurs. You know, nobody really liked the Spurs. Nobody really liked the Nuggets. You know, they don't sell merchandise and things of that nature because they play too team ball oriented, you know. And because of that, we rather see the ISO scores and the exciting players and all that other stuff. And then we look back and be like, wow, they should have probably won more than they did. I don't care. Oh, well, here we go. The importance of the stretch big. Because our stretch big decided to come through and deliver, we was able to beat a team, all their adjustments, and we ended up beating them by 14 points. And yes, we did it. I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown. I got multiple breakdown videos in the future. I can go any direction really, because I really would like to start teaching people how to play this game in hopes to make the random community better. Because randoms sell so much nowadays. Now it's really just a disgrace that a random can sell as much as it does, and it makes no sense why you are unaware of the things that are going on out here. So I hope to try to reach you, that random, whoever you are, that when you start to see these type of offenses and these type of defenses based off of your position, you would know the things to do and know how to execute and expose these defenses that are out here and have an effective offense. But until next time, it's Chris Jones is signing out.